Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Knights of the Turntable. This is episode 26 of the definitive hip hop podcast on the Koalition.com. With me, I have Richard Bailey.
Yo, what's up?
Joe Hova.
What's up? Glad to be back. That was the first show I ever missed.
The first show you ever missed, dog. It was sad without you, dog.
Did you watch the last one? I missed you, Joe.
No, I didn't go. I'm gonna go back and listen to it tonight.
Word. We got Michael A.
It's good, people. How you guys out there doing?
AJ.
How y'all doing?
And we got your boy Blue.
It's your boy, coming back from vacation.
2 vacations, actually, in a week's time.
His vacations had sex because they were on top of each other.
Because
money do that. Money do that.
Sound like they acquired.
Go ahead, give me some.
So let's go ahead and jump into what everyone's been listening to. I'm not going to pick on Rich early yet. I'm actually kind of curious what Michael A. has been listening to.
I'm probably going to disappoint you. A lot of the music I've been listening to is not hip-hop exclusively. Like, I listened to the Prodigy's new album just because I'm a diehard Prodigy fan. Musically, I'm still listening to some of the stuff from 2014. I gave the Ludiversal listen though, and was pleasantly surprised. I think it lacked some consistency throughout the entire project, but it was definitely like Luda's first project, I think, where I'm like, yeah, you can't say he wasn't rapping his ass off on that. Like, he was rapping his ass off. So I had to give him props on that. I listened to, what's his name? Gibbs dropped an EP.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, and I gave that a listen. And I'm like, okay, like, he still kind of raps from a perspective that I can't condone, but he does so in a way where I'm like, you're telling a story that needs to be told, and nobody can say you can't rap, so keep doing your thing, you know what I mean? And that's about it. There's a couple things on my list that I need to listen to that people brought to my attention. But yeah, that's about it.
To bounce off something you said, apparently Black Thought and Freddie Gibbs are, I don't know if it's a full project.
No, that's all you have to say. I'm there. No more. just give me a date when the album drops so I can have the money ready to go give it to him.
Also, Black Thought is working on a solo album.
Oh yeah, solo. I heard about that. You already know. I asked about the pre-order, and then like, well, sorry, sir. We don't even know if this is actually happening. Like, Thank you.
My money's definitely gonna be going straight into that. AJ.
All right. So I went back over the mixtape side. I was telling you about that, but you know, I put To Pimp a Butterfly back into the rotation, and I also was on that page. I saw there was To Pimp a Caterpillar. Sorry, but I saw that and it's just the same. You know, I got excited for a second. But I mixed, and I don't know if anyone out there other than AJ right now knows of these, but the Fuck Actions. I've been listening to Fuck Action.
Y'all have been brought even closer now. I don't even know what that is.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
That's why I fucks with Joe. Listen, boy, I tell you what, I was sitting at work or something, and one of these songs came in my head, like, I shit you not. It changed my life when I heard the song R. Kelly made, The Greatest Sex, right? But I'm from Houston, like, through and through. I'm from Houston, and I listen to chop and screw music. That's legitimately a period in my life, all I listen to is chop and screw music. So there's this series called Fuck Action, where they take R&B songs and they chop and screw them. And I shit you not, The Greatest Sex, chopped and screwed, is like the most fucking sexiest song, period. And I kid you not, anytime that motherfucker plays in my room, if I were to play it right now, if they played it in China, somewhere a baby's being born.
Conceived. Baby's being conceived.
That's what I meant. You knew what I meant.
Word. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to listen to that. Well, actually, I don't want to listen to that.
The Fuck Actions?
I don't need no babies.
It's all right. Fuck Action. Fuck Action all the way to 50 something.
God, no.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Blue, what's poppin'?
Cool. So I've been listening to a lot of Nas, Stillmatic. Stillmatic. It was written. I've been going through basically his whole catalog just because on the way back to San Antonio, 12-hour drive, so I got to kill time listening to music. So I went through his entire catalog.
Notice he didn't listen to J. Cole.
Wait. Let me finish. After that, I actually listened to J. Cole's catalog, complete catalog, and I've actually been listening to a lot of Born Sinner. I've been going back. I'm like, damn, I forgot about that one.
Born Sinner's not bad.
Born Sinner's not bad
Not
at all. No, not at all.
So I have a serious question for you.
Oh,
Right now.
really?
No.
Later,
Let everybody else
later,
get their
later,
albums
later,
out first.
later.
He's been waiting to ask this damn question. All right, Joe Holden.
So I listened to Kendrick again. I finally came back around and gave that another spin in between like all the Future that I was listening to.
Oh God.
So Future's last project, 56 Nights. I listened to that. Listened to T-Pain mixtape again. I listened to Ludaversal finally, like right after we did that episode, and I felt like Luda was at his strongest when he was doing those songs that were like meant to hit your heart. So yeah, I gave that a listen, and then of course Barter's Bix Playboy. I just wrapped up listening to that right before the show started.
Word. Mike, were you about to say something about that Kendrick?
No, I was more so when I heard Future. It was just like my heart started crying. Honestly, like it was just sad. So.
That's okay. You don't get it.
No, he is
Yeah.
super anti-future.
Oh.
He's very anti-mainstream stuff.
Yeah. It's not even that I hate mainstream music. I don't hate all mainstream music. I just hate bad music. That's really all it is, dude. Like,
All right. So, Rich, see, I saved you for like almost last. Like,
Well, let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen. This is a first, so make sure you save this in your memory banks. It may not be this way again. Of course, I've been listening to King Kendrick. I've been listening to the Ludaversal as well. I mean, I think it's a fun album. I have no real major complaints. Of course, Joey Badass. I listened to that today, and I've been listening to Tyler, the Creator's Cherry Bomb.
Yes.
how was that?
That album is it's all over the place. It's all types of stuff he experimented with. I think it's great. Stuff he's experimenting with.
yeah.
All types of music.
Yeah, like he did what Kanye claimed he did with Yeezus, but actually executed and it was entertaining. Because the sounds are like all over the place, the mixing is all over the place, and people.
Dude, he had Roy Ayers on his fucking album.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that's old school, man. That means he knows his music. I respect that.
Exactly.
Cherry Bomb. So is that all you, Rich?
I want to ask Rich a question. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Joy of Badass. You know about the Before the Money, right? The Before that album. Or
Yeah.
which one did you listen to? What were your thoughts on that? Because honestly, I love that album, so I was just wondering where you.
Oh no, hey, I'm right there with you. Hey, I very much enjoy that album. As a matter of fact, I know that came out the same day as Lupe's album.
Yep.
I listened to Lupe's album, didn't know what the hell Lupe was talking about, and half of the songs. Joey Badass's album, hey, this is fresh. I'm gonna stick with this. And I ain't went back to Lupe's album since. So sorry, Charles. I know you a Lupe.
Trust me, I know.
Man, drop the name. Just drop names. I don't know. I told you guys didn't listen to me when I said this man. Look at the hoodie, okay? Look at the hoodie. He means business. He's about to just drop fire. All right, so you should.
He do look like he's finna get on a fresh ass beat.
Like he just walked in. He just came straight from the gym. He's going straight to the studio. Like, you know what? My family's hungry, man. I gotta make this mixtape happen.
Rich got to lead the cipher at the end of the show.
Hey, if he drops some bars, we will follow.
Yeah, just give me 10. You want 10. That's a random ass number. I just want that many.
All right, Rich. Are you done, sir? Is that your list?
Oh yeah, that was it. That's all I've listened to so far.
Okay. I've been listening to Pimp a Butterfly. I took a break like Joe did, and I went back to it. And it still impacted me just as much as it did the first time. Cherry Bomb, a whole lot. What is going on with the sound right now?
Oh, I'm glad you noticed that too.
I don't know why it keeps happening though. All right, we'll edit that line. We'll
No, she don't understand. It's the cosmos getting ready for that fire Rich about to drop. That's all that is.
Rich gonna drop some bars. Hey, Rich, go ahead and pull the hoodie over so we can't see your eyes right quick.
Yo, I just want to drop ad-libs throughout.
He does seem like the ad-lib rapper type. Like he will feed his family off them ad-libs. Like he's talking about 10K a track, and that shit'll be top 40. I promise. You know.
Top 40.
So Cherry Bomb to Pimp a Butterfly. Before the Money. Joey Bad. I actually listened to that, and I listened to Lupe's again. I still didn't figure out the stuff that I didn't understand. So I'll probably get back to that later. It's still a good album, but just like you were kind of saying, I can't do multiple spins of Lupe's album for real, not anymore. But I listen to Before the Money a good bit, but mainly Cherry Bomb.
Yeah,
that's been getting the most spins.
Do you feel like Lupe's album is like trying to study for a test for a 400 level class that you don't remember anything for?
Pretty much. Pretty much. You didn't study for it. Matter of fact, you don't even know what the subjects are. You just sat down with a pen and a blank sheet of paper and you gotta write 5 essays on questions you don't even know. That's what it feels like listening to that album. But like, still, it's a decent album. Like, sound-wise is good. The rapping is dope. Mural, he's fast. But back to Cherry Bomb though. Two-Seater is my favorite track off of that fucking
Two-Seater's
album.
amazing. And Smuckers.
Smuckers is fire.
Smuckers is amazing because he got Kanye and Wayne to drop fire verses on it.
Blew my mind. Kanye sounds like old Kanye. Shit. It's legitimate. And Wayne, I don't know what Wayne was on. Like, he was on like some new level stuff for him, with him trading with Tyler, which you on paper. How the fuck does that happen? But it actually worked out. It worked out really well. But we got to get the rest of y'all to listen to Cherry Bomb. We might do a first impression on that. So yeah,
I need to listen to that. I mean, as good as I'm happy to hear that's a good album. One thing I'm wondering is this gonna? You think this is gonna have commercial success at all or no?
Yeah, it will, because it's him.
Okay.
I think because it's him and just how he's perceived and the following that he has, it'll do well. Just even though he dropped out of nowhere, it's gonna do perfect. And I guess he's just gonna start pouring over here on the side.
Sorry about that. This just is a pop-up advertisement. I'm looking up Cherry Bomb and I'm like, hey, you know what? If everybody's talking about it,
You gotta listen to it. This is the moment where you drop. This is the moment where you drop that question on that.
So, you.
I mean, why did he just do a move from like Turbo from Breaking? Like, I don't understand.
It's one of those power moves, sir. Of the two, you know it. You know the question. So, of the two albums that represent my fingers, that my fingers represent, The Pimp a Butterfly or Forest Hills Drive. Come on with it.
Which one?
Yes.
Oh man, you're making a pick between kids?
Yes. This is to preface this. This is J. Cole's #1 fan. No, this is not even #1. If there was something, this is #1. If there was something,
He runs the fan club.
This is yes. He made the fan
I
club.
am the fan club.
That's him. So the question remains.
Oh
good
my
sir.
gosh. Cool.
You didn't have 2 weeks to think about this.
It's fine. Hey, I thought about this, and I'm gonna get so much shit for this.
You will.
I will.
Because you can get wrong.
So my whole answer leans towards where my mindset's at right now. With that album, J. Cole's album, don't get me wrong, both albums, I love both albums. I can listen through them from beginning to end. But the way my mindset is I've been away from home for 7 years. When I listen to that album and the content that's in it, it's, for me, more relatable.
You know Larry Wilmore in the part where he get out weak tea.
Yeah, weak tea on that ass. Hey, we need to go ahead and hit the door, Blue. Get that ass, bring that ass out.
Man, can't keep it on there. Can't keep it on there.
Over.
But you know what? I respect that. I can respect that because I mean I listened to Pimp a Butterfly for a few days and then I had to take a break from it. And like it was just one of those things. Like I just needed to take a break from it. And I went back and I spun it again. But
hey, when it comes to me, it's more relatable with that album. I mean, come on, Wet Dreams. Did we not all run through that?
Fuck no.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm probably you're not alone. If that question is directed to me, I would take the J. Cole joint or the Pimp a Butterfly. I really would. And I'm not even saying that the Pimp a Butterfly is a bad album. It's not. It's an improvement over Kendrick's first album, which is impressive because his first album was an impressive album. But when I look at like the
Which album are you referring to exactly?
the first album that he had that went commercial, what was it called?
Good Kid.
Yeah, Good Kids Had City. Thank you. Like, you don't like that one? No, I would say that's a good album.
I'm just the way you phrase that. Are you saying that this album in relation to Good Kid, Mad City?
No, what I'm saying is that like To Pimp a Butterfly to me is like, to me, man, like, I didn't see how Kendrick could really improve, and he did with To Pimp a Butterfly. I see growth there. So I'm saying like he's doing work, but even with that, like when I listened to that J. Cole album, first of all, I'm not a big J. Cole fan, so when I heard that shit, it kind of my eyebrow went up. Like I was a little shocked. I mean, he had some good songs here and there, but I'm not a huge J. Cole fan. But that album was good. And then any person that can put out an album that makes Waka Flocka wake up and say, "Oh, let me go rap for real now. Let me go put some bars out. That's fire." I gotta give you props for that. When I heard Waka rap, and I was like, "Whoa, J. Cole did that." I mean, I don't know if he had a shaman come and bless that record before he put that shit on vinyl, but there's something there. I would put J. Cole's album over that. That's one of the best albums that came out last year, if you ask me. But that's just me.
From that perspective, I understand. Did he come out this year, though?
It was last year. It was at the end of the year, so it was still in the
Very, very, very end.
Yeah, very end of 2014. There was a lot of good albums that came out toward the end of 2014. Like, it was a stacked part of the year. I don't know if they all did that on purpose or what, but yeah.
Run the Jewels.
Run the Jewels 2. Yeah, what else was there?
Prime.
Prime dropped. The Joey Badass album dropped in, didn't it?
No, Joey Badass.
That was early 2015.
That was early 2015?
That was like right after the year started.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That was, damn.
But it wasn't
that entire time span. Like, God, like 2014 had some albums, had some fire, man. So.
But let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. We got a young Willie Will, Jaden. He's not new to making music, but the music he did in the past had a very niche audience, preferably potheads. But he did a song called Gathering or something. I can't remember the name of it. We all knew.
What is that?
Mike, what'd you say?
That's gotten so much worse.
I didn't say anything. What happened?
Yeah, it was like you muted it, but it was still sound coming from the mic.
Real bad.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know. Hold on, I actually muted in the software then.
Word. Yes. That completely eliminated it.
There we go.
But so we got Jaden Smith did a song. It just dropped out of nowhere, and everybody gave it a listen. So Joe said he had a very interesting take on this, so I'm curious to see where he goes.
So when I listened to it, I haven't listened to a Jaden Smith song before. Like I was just kind of like, whatever, it's a gimmick. Twitter's overhyping it like they do everything, whatever. So I listened to it before the show started, and the stuff he was saying, it gave me the same feeling when I heard Lupe's Kick Push.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
He was right. He surprised the shit out of me.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I was like, I'm not gonna be surprised.
And I didn't realize it.
But I wasn't expecting that. I fuck with it though. Continue.
And I didn't realize it until about the second verse, and I can't remember where it was, but like he was dropping some knowledge, and I was just like, this reminds me of the first time I heard Kick Push and like how much I loved like what Lupe was saying on that song, and like it blew my mind how like it blew my mind that I was comparing that to that feeling.
Yeah. And you'd even be more blown away that you were saying that if you listened to what he made in the past.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out. But matter of fact, let's go ahead and jump to AJ because he knows.
This coming from having listened to him and his music in the past and what he's made, and after seeing the movie After Earth. And just, I mean, listening to, I saw him one time when he was performing on stage with his dad. They were doing a couple of things. What did they do? They did one of his songs together.
Just the two of us. Did they do just the two of us?
I think they did, actually. I don't know if it was the same show.
Yeah, that's not the one that I
they
saw.
have performed.
But I just feel as though I don't know, he's come so far from these like timestamps in my head of the image that I had for Jaden. And I mean, I listening to that track and I was like, okay, you're actually talking about something, because everything else, I watched a motherfudging interview of Jaden Smith talking about, hey, what do you guys do? Oh, you know, nothing. We just skate around. I was like, you do what a motherfucker that's living on somebody else's money does. Because that's exactly what he said in the interview. And I was like, you know what, though? You live a sheltered life. You have a name going for you. You have all these things, and you're gonna take this claim to fame, and you could do so much shit with it, but you are legitimately a flop. And I'm not disrespecting the man, because, like I said, I really, really, really like the track, but my idea of him as a whole is what crafted how I felt about Jaden Smith as a whole. And then listening to this track and like, okay, maybe I should reevaluate the situation.
Yeah, I feel it would be too early, even before the song, to consider him a flop. Because we've seen him in the movies.
He needs some bass in his voice.
That too, and that's another thing. One of the things that I really took into consideration, which is, this is going to sound terrible, and this is going to show you how terrible I am as a person.
Maybe I already knew that.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Looking at the movie After Earth, the boy was a bitch throughout the entire film. Let's just be honest. And they made him look cool. And I say that because I own that motherfucker on Blu-ray, just because I.
Why did you do that?
Why did you do that?
Oh man.
M. Night Shyamalan, anything he touches is never coming into my household again.
I'm notorious. You can call my mama right this second and ask her. I'm a sucker for what Will Smith is on. So like,
I feel it. It's like I feel the exact same way. You can put Will Smith on anything, but then it hit that brick wall of M. Night Shyamalan, and I was like, well, damn.
But what was the brick wall? Because I liked all of his movies.
Did you like all of M. Night's
No,
movies?
not M. Night. We're talking about Will Smith. I'm still in that
Right,
area.
because you got all these terrible M. Nights and all these great Will Smith.
And then they come
At some point, shit gonna break.
Well, when an unstoppable object moves to the moon.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And you see what went, and Jaden was a casualty.
He was. He was. Because we liked him as a little nappy-head kid that was broke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was fantastic. He was good in that movie.
I was sad in that movie. You know what I'm saying? I felt for him. But in this one, I'm like, hey, man, quit being a bitch, man. Daddy's over here dying, dog. Get out there and do something.
That movie was just all around bad. But back to the point of him and his music. Mike, how did you feel about it?
Forgot my mic was muted. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Oh, honestly, like, I'm not a Jaden Smith fan musically, just because he hasn't really made music. I've only heard like a couple projects of his, and like I'm not a huge fan of him. But I'd say this one, it wasn't bad. I mean, I didn't really agree with some of the things he was saying, but I don't have to agree with everything you say for me to, admit that like you're actually doing a good job in the track. Like, he was actually rapping. I don't know who made that beat for him, but he got hooked up, so he should be paying them very well. Because honestly, I think that beat was about 8/10 of why I like that song. So yeah, I'd say it wasn't bad actually. I was shocked.
AJ has a question.
Yeah, I have a question in reference to, like, I don't know who made the beat, but let's think about it. If Will Smith comes to your door, anybody in music, period, at all, period, he could ask anybody to say, hey, I need a beat for my son right now. Of course. This is it. I just made this motherfucker yesterday. That's how you got the beat, dog.
Well, in today's ecosystem, you can get just about any instrumental you want anyway. But I'm not 100% sure that was an original beat. He may have gotten that from something else. But I'll find that out. It was a fantastic beat. I agree with Mike. It was a large part of why I enjoyed it, but he still delivered.
His flow was nice on it.
Yeah, his flow was nice. He was more exciting while he was rapping, as opposed to like J. Cole and me to sleep. You know what I'm saying? just playing. I was just playing.
I was like, wow. Why did you do
You
that?
gotta have a damn heart attack.
Yeah. You saw it, Joe? I saw it.
All right, so, Rich, what did you think?
All right, I had to fix that. So, I actually have listened to some of his older stuff as well. Yeah, I mean, this was a progression, obviously. This definitely was a progression. I like the fact that he's talked about more stuff. It did give me an idea of how he can position himself if he does decide to do this more often, if he's rapping about what it's like to live the life he lives, the negatives, because everybody sees the positives.
Right.
That could be pretty interesting.
Oh, my
But
God.
let me just say this right now. I do not think that the world is ready for a cross-dressing male rapper to get up on the stage and do his thing.
Hold on, what?
I mean, we already got Young Thug.
No, hold on, what? Hold on, educate me because I'm behind.
What's that?
Cross-dressing, what?
Yeah, he liked to wear women's dresses.
Ooh, that's in his own time. All right.
So does Young Thug and Kanye West as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Did Wayne?
Kanye wore a skirt. It was for like some HBO benefit, but he wore a skirt on stage, and it was a leather skirt.
Whoa! I didn't know about that.
I know, yeah.
I didn't know about that.
And then Thug, I mean, he dresses weird to begin with.
Yeah. But Blue.
My turn. So I was actually impressed with it. I'm curious to see how he develops as he matures, because I mean I was listening to him, I'm like, how old is this guy? And I googled it. He's only 16, and that came off as real mature content, or the delivery of it was felt real mature. So now the thing is with his career, I know it's going to happen to a point where he's going to get compared to his dad at one point, and he's going to be living in that shadow. So I want to see how it progresses, because he's going to want to break past his dad's shadow. So I'm curious to see development. Now, will I listen to his music? Probably not, but let's see what he has to offer. I mean, I give every artist their shot, right?
Hey, I would like to respond to that. You said you want to see how he will break free from his father. Let him start swearing.
Besides dresses.
So what? Yeah, just let him start swearing all over his tracks.
Look, okay. That was one point I wanted to make. Like, I would never in my life compare him to Will Smith as a rapper, like the Fresh Prince. And I just want to say this. He didn't curse in any of his raps, and that's one of the reasons, like, I listen to him, and I will still give him a listen. Simply, I won't listen to him now because I don't like the way old music sounds, really, just like that. But I respect him in the way he rapped, because I watched an interview, and he was like, his grandmother told him that you don't need to curse in any of the, and he never cussed in any of his bars, and I respect it to the fullest, which is why I respect the Fresh Prince and Will Smith. I like this music. Growing up, I would listen to that Big Wig, getting jiggy with it, nah. Like, I would listen to that stuff. So
Will Smith ain't got a cuss in his rap.
if Jaden legitimately decides to create a career and start using profane language on it, I would not like that.
Think about this, to bounce off of that. This song didn't have any profanity in it.
True.
Like, I don't think it's necessarily the fact that it didn't have profanity as far as Will Smith goes. Not only did it not have profanity, it was very family friendly on top of that as well. So it stood out, and people bringing it up, asking him the question about profanity and stuff made it stand out. If this wasn't Will Smith's son, we wouldn't even be thinking about that.
True, but it is. And that's what I'm trying to. I didn't even think about this. He's going to, hands down, he's going to be compared to his dad.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Well, here's how he separates from that, even if he doesn't. His stuff is more thought-provoking than Will Smith's stuff ever was.
Already.
I don't agree with that.
Look at how basic stuff. I have respect for Will Smith stuff.
Will Smith raps like I'm gonna walk down the street and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and
Listen, you're talking about it right now. Yeah, we look at it right now and it's like, damn, what was this? But then,
we're not saying it as it's a bad thing. It's a different thing.
It provoked thought then. Summertime was something that everyone could relate to.
Summertime is not thought.
Honestly, I think we're giving. Like, I think you're giving Jaden a little bit too much credit in terms of being thought-provoking anyway. Like, really,
I agree with that too. You're giving him way too much credit.
You're giving him too much credit. Like, he's doing exactly what his father did. They're rapping about what they know from an honest perspective. Like, Jaden is a kid. He's part of, like, very few black young boys get to grow up in a position of just being well off.
Privileged.
Like, and I'm not even saying that, like, to discount him or his family. They worked hard to get where they are. They still are. What I'm saying is he has a unique perspective, so he raps about that perspective, and people can't relate to that stuff, so it seems thought-provoking. Like, oh, I never thought about that, or that's interesting. Will Smith grew up from more of a traditional struggle life that we can all pretty much relate to now, and we could relate to back then. You know what I mean? So the things he raps about is like, I don't want to rap about that gangbang stuff because I'm not doing that.
Yep.
I'll rap about the stuff that I do know. I'll rap about struggles with my parents and stuff like that. Every teenager can relate to that. I'll rap about shoes. I'll rap about loving basketball. I'll rap about summertime and things like that. And as he got older and got more pop relevant, his music became more like less thought-provoking and just fun. But that's not where he started. I think if Jaden's gonna get anywhere, you're gonna see him do the same thing. He'll go into a lane where he's rapping about stuff that is a lot less thought-provoking, just because that's what you kind of have to do to be pop culture relevant.
I think that's what he started doing. He has a platform
I
that most artists don't have. He doesn't have to do that. Right now, we just heard a Jaden Smith song, just random dropped out of thin air. He doesn't have to do any of the super fun songs that his dad did to get a platform because he's Will Smith's son and people already listen to him.
Okay.
So he can do songs like what he did today for the rest of his career, and people are going to listen to it because he's Will Smith's son.
So are you saying that he's basically utilizing his father's fame in order to have a voice? Because, that's why I interjected with because. That's why the hand was up. That's
Get it out, man. Come on.
Because there was a line in the song that's stuck in my head. I don't have it quote by quote, but it was relevant to his family and the circus that follows it or something like that.
They don't want to be a clown show.
Yeah, but you're rapping about something that no one's really like media. They have, however, they haven't really like, the Kardashians. They haven't.
No, they've gone in on the Smith family, bro.
But they haven't had any like hard evidence because the Smiths, I've seen it, dog. They're so conscious of what they put out there, and this is tangent to all of those things. But I feel as though they ensure that as themselves, these Smiths, they are above all this dumb shit that TMZ and those motherfuckers are trying to do to them.
But the thing is, all he said was they're trying to make them a clown show. The fact that they're failing, that's fantastic. But the fact is, they are the Smiths, so they are going to be under the celebrity spotlight. And as far as him using his father's platform, he doesn't have a choice. Unless he changed his name to something else and put his music
or
out.
He has actual skill. Because that's how real rappers nowadays are. You're found by actual skill, right?
So Diggy Simmons came out with his music. His dad was not involved in anything. And he didn't even sign to his dad's label to start. But guess what he was known as?
What's he doing now?
He's still rapping.
Where?
He's with Atlantic now.
Where?
Does that even fucking matter? Like, okay, are you catching my point though?
I understand what you're saying.
Nothing he didn't perform with his dad. Nothing. But how was he known? He was Reverend's son.
Yeah,
it's just because you are that doesn't mean that you're just utilizing it to get like a platform.
That's a stigma that's gonna live with you forever.
Yeah, it's just there. He doesn't have to use it.
You can't help it.
Yeah, you can't help it. Like if he decides he wants to do music with his dad, they can't. Matter of fact, in an interview, Will Smith said that he probably wouldn't do it. And Reverend said the same thing.
Also, why would it be a bad thing for him to utilize that? I mean, in life, you utilize what you can. He makes the most of it, goods and bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like we're only talking about him just because he's Will Smith's son. We all pretty much listened to the track and said, dude does have talent. So it's not like he's a talentless hack living off his dad's name. No.
Because I'm not talking about the other son that started rapping before the other son.
JoJo?
No. I do not co-sign that.
Blacked
Who
out.
did this trash? Blackout.
Don't do that to JoJo. That ain't cool, man. Don't do that to the whole family.
Listen, you stop that right now, sir. We don't take care of the unwanted ones.
No, don't. Oh God, no. The views and opinions presented here are not shared by Hated Greatness.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's make sure we have a disclaimer before we hurt somebody's feelings.
Mike, do you really think some JoJo fans gonna find us?
I mean, hey,
We're talking about JoJo.
They talk about JoJo.
Yeah, you gotta name the podcast about JoJo now.
Hey, we need to do more than JoJo.
I'm just
out this. What happens? Where is JoJo now?
you guys are saying this, but you're forgetting. I mean, you cross-reference JoJo on Google. I mean, he'll get some KC fans in there too. So I mean, it ain't like he ain't getting no hits, right? He ain't getting 0 hits, right?
Stop that blasphemy.
I'm just saying. He ain't getting 0 hits on Google. I mean, he's coming up. Like, we can't hate on the kid. You know, I'm just saying.
Listen, if I attached the hashtag swag to everything that I did, you know what? I get a couple hits every day, too.
You guys are not right, man. I support him. I support him following his dreams, man. That's all I gotta say.
You got the Blackout album?
I mean, I'm not going that far, but what I'm saying is that okay, that's all I'm saying. Man, no, it's not the same. I'm just saying. But no, seriously though.
JoJo's fans, if you're watching, keep hope alive.
Keep it alive. Listen, and the South will rise again.
Wow.
That had to be disheartening. You the older brother there. You in the studio.
Actually,
listen to what I'm doing right now, and your little brother just learned how to talk.
In all seriousness, that does bring up a good point, though. What is the difference between JoJo and Diggy?
Diggy's better.
How? You're telling me that as a lyricist, Diggy Simmons is better than JoJo? Like you can say that with confidence?
Yes.
Yes.
Copy paste? Copy paste? That's the hot fire for you right there? Like,
that was the beginning of Diggy's downfall. Copy paste. And that performance he did was the end of his hip hop career. No joke. Because and I'll tell you exactly why. When Diggy started, the first thing he did was spit over Nas Made You Look. Just viral. Shit went viral. He just spazzed. It was super dope. Everything he did after that, before copy paste, he just did like mixtapes. He did underground stuff, spitting on other people's beats. And then he got a record deal. And then they tried to. He had choreography. He was dancing at his first performance. Soon as I saw him break out the dance, he dropped the mic and did the dance moves. I was done right there. Because that's not the type. If you, as a rhymer, you're following in, he said Lupe was his idol. Nas, you spitting over Nas beats. He has respect for those people.
And he was out there doing JoJo moves.
Yeah. And he gets out there and starts dancing. Like, completely different lane. There's nothing wrong with dancing, but that's not the lane that he was in. And copy paste, prime example, that's when the shit went to shit.
The shit went to shit.
The shit went to shit.
Honestly, no sarcasm intended. I use that term all the time. The shit went to shit.
The shit went to shit. And you know what's funny? JoJo probably wish he would have been dancing up there doing his little jig. That's the lane he wanted to be in.
Y'all gotta stop throwing shade on JoJo, man. Like,
I'm sorry, you gotta stop throwing light on his ass.
that ain't. Oh man, no man. You got.
Kidding.
We gotta see. That's our problem. We need to stick together, man. We tear stuff down.
He wouldn't even stick together with his brother.
Look, I'm dark. They light skin. Stop it. We're done.
Wow.
In his defense, JoJo was black.
Just the shade.
Blackout.
Just the hair.
Blackout, homie.
Stop it. And moving on.
I'm just saying though, like, okay, we're gonna get to a point in time in the future where people are gonna make that comparison. There'll be a similar issue with like Jaden and his sister with Willow. Personally, Willow will probably be bigger than him just because she legitimately makes pop music. You know what I mean? Pop music.
That's her lane. and it's like the super.
Yeah.
Right now is a good. This is gonna sound bad to say, but right now is a good time for a like powerful like black woman to progress. It's like the lane is wide open for them right now.
Yeah. And I mean, if you ask me in terms of pure music ability and talent, what I've seen between the two, I'd say Jaden's better. But that won't really matter because you guys are gonna laugh when I say this right now. From what I've heard of JoJo and Diggy rapping, JoJo was a better rapper than Diggy Simmons was. Like in terms of pure lyricism, yeah. But that didn't matter, did it? Like who got bigger?
You know what? I just realized something though. Like, I'm not gonna touch on JoJo no more. But maybe that's why Jaden wearing dresses because the black woman lane is wide open.
No.
Hey,
You are
we need that.
I'm trying to be restricted.
Smith's family, I
Hey,
do not know
with the parent.
I have nothing to do with that comment. You know what?
Yo, we need that silent, that sniper shot and the body drop like on the Gangsta Girls mixtape right now.
Oh my god. That was uncalled for. Uncalled for.
It's also uncalled for a motherfucker like him to be walking around in dresses, so it ain't too
Man,
bad.
get over it, man. I don't even care. If he's still rhyming, it's all good.
I mean, I'll be
But
honest.
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
You.
Oh, shit.
Did you know that Diggy and J. Cole beefed for a while?
Stop it.
It was
It was like 2 tracks
his
between
mixtape.
them.
Wasn't it on some one of his mixtapes?
Yeah, because J. Cole said something about smashing his sister.
Yes, I remember that now. I remember that now. No. Well, it was alleged,
Yeah.
quote unquote, that he said something about it, and then he came back, and then I guess he responded. I think that was on the warm up, wasn't it?
I don't know what
It was either on the warm up or Friday Night Lights. So it was around that time.
It was after that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is definitely Google.
Yeah, that's your boy.
Who won
I
that?
forgot all about that shit.
Do you probably dropped this track
All
too?
about that shit.
Hold on. Did you just ask, Rich, who won that battle?
Who won?
Yeah, it's time to talk about Drake.
Is this real? Is this real?
Hey,
What?
J. Cole.
Shut the what the?
No, he did. I'm not even. When he went in, that was either right before
That was
or
a verse.
during copy paste.
Yeah, that was a whole
It was
verse.
around that time. But he went in. He kind of went in, J. Cole. It just didn't work out like he wanted it because J. Cole didn't really go back at him like that.
Why would he do that? Why would you go back at him?
It was definitely the smart move on his part.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Lil Diggy trying to stick up for his sister getting stroked out on him.
You know what? That's it.
Oh my God! Look, listen. I want you to never die. I'm sitting over here making sure I keep myself contained, but you say shit like that? Get the fuck out.
I mean, honestly, he should never have gone at him. A, because you know you can't go with J. Cole like that, and B, that topic, you can't win that. Like,
You can't even gonna say anything.
11 years old, I'm fucking in the toes.
You gotta let it go.
Wow.
Let it go.
I don't know. It's
Keep it wet, honey.
all I can say. Jaden can rap, but and that's the thing. Like, do we really need? I mean, it's an open lane. There's not a whole lot of rappers that are like born into privilege rapping that lifestyle. So I mean, it's basically Jaden and Donald Glover. That's about it. I can't think of anybody else.
Donald,
Wait. In defense of Donald Glover, he was not born into privilege. He busted.
No. It's not even something you need to defend. I'm not saying this as a bad thing. I'm just saying that in terms of when I say privilege, I don't just mean financially. When you look at Donald Glover's upbringing, yeah, like he tells you about the struggles of some of the members of his family, but he himself, like, he's educated. You see what I'm saying? Like, he actually.
That puts him kind of in the same lane as J. Cole as well because he's on
money buys education.
Yeah.
The Romeos.
That's supposed.
Yeah. But Lil Romeo also the case of
Excuse me. What did he just say?
He said Lil Romeo was privileged in that fashion as well.
Oh, no, that's valid. Because, like you said,
If you think about it,
I think Lil Romeo and good rapper. I was about to just lose my mind.
whoa, wait a minute.
Stop.
Wait
Get
a
the
minute.
what?
Wait.
You're not even gonna entertain that. Stop. So,
But wait. If you think about it, legacy really hasn't worked out for anyone, has it?
Lil Wayne.
Get the fuck.
Hold on. I say that because if he claimed that nigga is his daddy,
Oh my God.
But look at you
it
now.
worked.
Your daddy got all your money. That didn't work out well.
Hold
Daddy
on.
done moved on to another Lil Wayne.
Hold on. That motherfucker had a decade.
Right.
A
He signed a
decade.
lifetime deal,
Wait.
and that's why he's trying to get out of it. He's got screwed over. He didn't get the monies.
He had a decade of what? I don't understand. You didn't finish that. A decade.
He owned a decade.
Owned a decade. Like what? He owned land for a decade? 'Cause I know you ain't talking about the rap game. What the hell are you talking about?
Listen,
you ain't talking about the rap game. You ain't talking about the rap game.
Listen,
So
hold on. Hi, my name is AJ. I fucking hate Lil Wayne. However, I know that for 2000 to 2010, that motherfucker was in.
He was
That
relevant.
was his decade.
Yep.
He was relevant.
I-
Mike, as much as you don't like what he did,
And
he
I
was
don't like
relevant.
him at
Look,
all. About
From 2005 to 2008, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing a fucking Lil Wayne verse.
Exactly. I fucking hated that.
Dedication, the drought, the Carter.
And I don't
I
like
am not a human. All them shit.
And guest features. He was on everybody's
He was on
song.
fucking everybody's song.
He was on that Maya song.
So there you go. He was on a Maya song. When's the last time people listened for her?
Hey, Cisco might have
That got nothing to do with
Get the fuck out. Hey, you old as hell. You old as hell. Nigga.
But no, I'm not counting Lil Wayne as legacy because that's not. And also, it wasn't Birdman had a career, then Wayne came after.
He did. That's exactly what it was.
Wayne.
Yeah, no.
Nah, man. Birdman ain't had no rap career, man.
Birdman.
Are you telling me Cash Money would be riding off of big Birdman stats right now?
Get the booze.
Hey, get the hell out. Get the hell out. Get
Oh,
the second.
you can go ahead and kick
Not
the
even
rocks.
just Wayne. All of the rest of them.
I know. Listen,
Manny
hold
Fresh,
on. Listen, I've had this conversation multiple times. I always thought that the Hot Boys and their whole situation wouldn't be shit without Juvie and BG, right? And they got fucked out of contract. I agree. However, going off of that, Manny Fresh, you all right?
Drop the mic. Go ahead.
Going off of that with fucking Birdman teaming up with Manny Fresh and them doing the whole, when Birdman was doing his whole thing, what happened to that boy and a couple other singles that come out.
Manny Fresh would be relevant.
No, Manny Fresh was fresh, and yes, that's when he was rapping and shit like that.
Let's just stop and say that Manny Fresh is responsible for 90% of that stuff.
Yeah, all of it.
I'm going to co-sign it. I'm going to co-sign that.
100%.
We'll leave that alone. I'm going to co-sign that. We're done. Hey, moving on. We're
Right.
done. I co-sign
Moving
it.
on from that, can y'all think of anybody that has been legacy that maintained their consistency?
No.
Because you throw the names out there, Romeo came after Master P. That didn't go very well.
He went to college.
Hey, he do the Evergreen commercials.
He does, but he also really got a degree and went to college.
That's fine.
I'm not knocking him, but you just said. I was like,
He played ball at USC with OJ Mayo.
That too. He didn't play ball. But so that's him, Diggy Simmons.
I'm gonna
The
come.
career label screwed him over.
Murphy Lee.
Yeah. And now,
Nah, we throwing you out like Pam now.
do we think Jaden can?
No.
No,
I really don't.
we don't think Jaden gonna be able to.
Maybe
pull it
he
off?
goes into acting and he decides not to suck at that. He says, "Hey, Dad, teach me how."
But we talking about him.
Honestly, he's in a position right now where he could. It's just, does he want to do just hip hop? I think you're gonna start to see more and more artists in hip hop not want to do just hip hop because there's not as much money in it anymore, and they're starting to realize that you got to be multifaceted.
Yep.
Especially for someone like him that has opportunities in like music and movies and clothing and all this other stuff that he wants to do. Is hip hop might just be do something he does on the side like Donald Glover does. Like there's a reason him and Donald Glover get
Like
along.
Will Smith did when he started acting seriously.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the things I wanted to mention. Like,
This actor first.
no,
Will Smith was an actor before a rapper.
He was the Fresh Prince before he was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, sir.
Popularity, he was an actor before.
We're not talking popularity. We're talking actuality.
No, how did he build his platform up?
He was Fresh Prince before he was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
He was clearly a rapper. I'm pretty positive he was a rapper before he was.
Yeah.
The acting would not
Yeah,
have,
I
he wouldn't have
understand.
had that lane at all.
Okay, yes, the acting got him to the stardom that he is now. However, in seriousness, he was a rapper first. In saying that, furthermore, he acted solely like he went from being Fresh Prince on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air to being Will Smith on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Acting, and he rapped on the side. He dropped like 3 albums while he was still on that whole show, right? Then went to movies, then went to I don't have to do this shit because I'm rich. That's what he did. So Jaden could also say, you know what, Dad? Rapping is cool. I want to do it on the side to kind of express myself every now and again, but teach me how to do this movie thing.
Plus, I don't think Jaden could ever make a getting jiggy with it.
Well, let me just say something because you said about the movie thing. It's fine if he goes that route, but Will definitely still need to teach him some more lessons because After Earth.
Because he's a shitty actor too, dog. Real talk.
I'm not. You know what? I can't believe you're defending this man, Jaden Smith. I don't blame him for After Earth. I blame that director for After Earth because when I watched that film wasn't. That movie was not horrible until you got to the end. That probably You just
That's the worst part about Florida.
abysmal.
And let's point. Can I point something out real quick?
Go ahead.
You love your boy Will Smith. I love him too.
Get him.
His character was shit in that movie too.
Yes.
His accent, his dialogue was bad.
Hold on.
Let me finish.
My leg is broken. You have to be strong, son. You have to be strong. Go fight these animals on your own as a child. You have to be strong. Like, what? For 2 hours?
Shamalama Ding Dong. Messed up for everybody.
Well, can I just say, the accent was something. I mean, let's be honest. Hold on, stop. If you had to come up with like an original accent that we hadn't heard, right? Like I was thinking about it, like, hey, if all the motherfuckers right now were dead and gone, and we came up with a new accent, a new future, right? What would it sound like? It would sound like shit. So the accent sounded like shit, right? So that's that, right? And then I blame. So I blame Jaden because he was like, Dad, you know, I'm dying. You know, that was the acting part on Jaden's part. And the whole plot of the movie, I own it on Blu-ray. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? It flows, but he was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Moving on.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Everybody in After Earth took a loss. Not just Jaden Smith.
I mean, I co-sign that. There was plenty of L's. Them L's they were on sale. Okay, and cats were
You
grabbing
said they were on sale.
It was a discount basket. Cats were grabbing them up. Each one. You know, so there was L's handed out. That was not a good project.
I'm on it.
They cashed in on you. They knew Will Smith.
You
know what funny thing about that
I'm
movie?
gonna watch that motherfucker tonight.
You know what funny thing about that movie?
Why would you do that to
The
yourself?
first trailer had directed by M. Night Shyamalan, right? Second trailer, they took that motherfucker out. They knew what that would do. Track record.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
something the last Airbender.
He did fuck. He shit. Moving on. We're going because he
All right.
shitted on that.
We
movie.
spent a lot on the Jaden. I'm surprised that we spent so much on that. Speaking of taking L's, let's move on to another actor turned rapper, Drake. So his words.
I just want to say, bow, bow. He took shots at your ass.
His words. He took shots at himself.
He did.
And Madonna took shots at his lungs. He said that he took an L at Coachella. If you don't know, he did his performances, and he said before the show, we got a big surprise or whatever. I watched the performance up until the big surprise, and it was just him doing his music by himself, no special guests, whatever. He did singing. Props on this. He does sound just like he does on the albums. singing live, which surprised the
Gotta love
shit
that.
out of me.
Respect that shit.
Surprised the shit out of me. So props for that. But then Madonna came on stage, sat him in a chair, and like stuck her whole tongue down his throat. And also, so that's the big L that he took. But the performances were quite boring as well. Not just her.
Hold on. So he got sexually assaulted, and the music was bad. Like the performance, like what?
You just say a full grown man got sexually assaulted.
He did.
I mean,
that's his reaction.
Yeah, that's legally what happened to him. Like
Joe,
that
you
man,
saw it, right?
he's like the
yeah. Oh yeah.
How did you feel about that situation?
That was awful. Like, I bet you Madonna's tongue tastes like those strawberry candies that you find at all old people's house that you have no clue how.
Oh my God!
wow.
I guarantee you that's what that tasted like.
Well, that just happened. That just happened. Good job, Jeff.
You fucking said that. That was hilarious.
Thank you for that one. We really need those sound effects.
Yes. Look, cannon.
My goodness. But Drake said that he took an L for the first time. Now, this got controversial. I wasn't even expecting it to go this way. But Mr. Light Skin, there can only be one right here, decided that, hey, when has Drake not ever taken a loss in his whole career? So feel free.
So hey, did anyone like the first album? Just curious. Your reaction seemed otherwise.
Now, what are you calling
like
the first
his
album?
actual commercial after that mixtape?
First album has some cuts on it. It's not that good though.
No, because I mean, take a look at it. I listened to it and I said, well, first I looked at the back. I said, fuck, there's a shitload of features on this album.
And J. Cole ain't one of them.
You're right. Thank God it wasn't one of them. But anyway, if you look at that album, I listened to that album. Everybody hyped it up when it first came out because it was after the mixtape. After his
So far
mixtape.
gone, which
yes,
is
which was, yeah, I'll give you that. It was incredible. Listening to the album, I'm like, I wasted my fucking money.
Okay, so we can say that Thank Me Later was Drake's first loss. Because I listened to his mixtape before then, and they were dope.
Yeah, his mixtapes were fun. I like his mixtape.
The two before so far gone. Room for Improvement, Comeback Season. They are good mixtapes.
Yeah.
You can thank me now. Okay, go.
All right, so Thank Me Later, first loss. Any other losses, sir?
His last mixtape / album.
Was that a loss, though?
It wasn't a
I
win.
mean, he sold 500,000 over a weekend.
I
That's not a loss to me.
But that was a
Cool. So
Wait,
he sold how many? And that was shit. That was
It was
that?
a pretty bad
That
album.
was okay.
But he didn't take a loss.
Okay.
Drake said he took an L for the first time in his career.
I got a question.
Put out a shit mixtape and got 500,000. Yes, sir.
My question is, we all know that AJ's a terrible person, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just for the
I mean,
view.
we stated it earlier.
Yeah. So is like, let's say, being any kind of sexually intimate with Madonna, is that really a L?
Okay.
Hey, Tupac.
Let's address that.
Tupac did it.
Somebody did point out that men are
Exactly.
like the whole thing is overly sexualized and everything, and it paints the vast picture of it being acceptable because it's Madonna kissing. But these celebrities also have lives outside of their music. Drake might be with somebody.
That's his business. If it's all show business,
Justin Bieber got up behind Ariana Grande.
listen.
Sean,
But you have to understand, Justin Bieber would take a smooth L.
Oh my god.
The cannon!
But that's think of that. What if Bieber, big ass star, would have kissed her on stage? We'd be having a whole nother conversation.
Well, then he'd have gone to Canada a bit sooner.
But he can't go through the 6. That's Drake's land.
I've been thinking I heard it's gangbangers that talk about maple syrup and shit.
Terrible. But do you see the difference? Look at what happened with Bieber and Ariana Grande. Then look at Madonna just taking it upon
I don't
herself.
feel as though it's
You want to tongue kiss Madonna. We've established that.
No, that's not.
That's
That's
what you
not
want?
what we're establishing.
No,
No,
you want the juice.
No, this is I could properly represent it, how I do it. Within my acceptable range. This is my acceptable range. You still have to widen it.
Do you want Madonna's dentures falling into your mouth?
Oh no!
Ooh.
All right. So,
Like,
hold on.
I think Madonna's like as old as my parents.
I have 2 points.
I'm pretty sure Madonna's older than my mom.
Firstly, she doesn't.
Your parents were listening to Madonna growing up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's older than my mom.
She doesn't have dentures.
We don't
I don't know that.
know
I
that.
don't know that.
Two ones. They know how to take the D with the mic.
Okay, no, that's
I-
no, man.
No.
Come on, man. Like, no.
This is me personally. I feel as though, listen, if she tongue kissed you, dog, and it's like, okay, you got a gal, you're not trying to gal her up, right? It's just on the stage. If you don't want her, you won't make a big deal out of it. It's not considered an ill. It's a girl of the opposite sex being attracted, not even sexually, as a kiss, right? To you. I'll take it. And I'll walk off stage and be like, okay, it's professional. But he's legitimately saying that her presence being physical with me offended me.
Because it also was a bad performance. This is everything
That was his
Oh,
performance.
Okay,
Okay, it was a shit performance.
let's settle this.
like,
Let's
oh,
settle this.
It's cool.
Let's settle this.
If
All
Madonna,
in favor of Drake taking that L because of Madonna, say yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
why you do that,
Yeah.
Joe? I thought we were
Because
cool.
that's an L.
that's a law.
And I'm not even saying it because it's Madonna. I'm just thinking about logically. Like, look at the age difference and the fact that he didn't want to do that. Now, like, I know people hate when you say switch it around, but I don't know how old Drake is. He might not even be the same age of the different. But what I'm saying is, let's say he's performing a song with like a 16-year-old girl, or no, make it legal, 18-year-old girl, and without consent or warning, plants a kiss on her. Wouldn't that be an L?
Yeah.
Okay, well listen, if you want to go that route, that means that I can't go and fuck people that are 30 years old right now, dog. That makes no sense.
You're not,
That's
understanding you're not understanding what I'm saying. It's not just the age thing. It's the age thing and the consent thing. And then for him, you topple all that with the fact that the show was ass. That's an L.
I think you're calculating heavily that the show was ass.
I'm just going. I mean, I didn't watch it. I'm just going off what Charles says. I don't like Drake, so I wasn't going to watch it anyway. But you know, hey, in my opinion, he's been taking L's since he started yelling about the sixes and woes, and he got shot in the wheelchair. You know what I mean? That's when he took his first L to me. But that's just me. You know, that shit was hilarious. I can watch that scene on loop for 24 hours and laugh.
Oh, but somebody close to his age, Nicki Minaj, he can't fuck her, huh?
What? I didn't say he can. What? I never. What? When did I?
Isn't she?
Who's she with?
Yeah, Meek Mill.
Isn't she married to someone else or something? And I don't really know. I mean,
Meek Mill. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna move on to the next topic. Joe, shut it down. We're good. All right, so the next topic is Tyler, the Creator versus Tavis Smiley. He had a great interview. Matter of fact, you enjoyed it. You have a lot of appreciation for Tyler. I'll let you open it up because we got to move through these topics.
Yes, that's true. However, however, I feel as though Tyler, the Creator, is a very impressive artist because he defies what is considered that creative box. And I, like I said earlier, I live my life that way to where rules, they're made to be broken, but they just are non-existent to me, and I respect that because everyone wants to stay on these patterns, and they have these set realms of this is what music should sound like right now. Tyler doesn't do that. He was on a song with Pusha T.
Trouble.
Pusha T, yeah, Trouble.
Trouble.
Pusha T is like,
Great
he's
song.
certified, right? He was on a song with Pusha T talking about random shit. You gotta fucking love that. And it was still a very, very, very good verse.
Bump that shit all.
I love Tyler,
Yeah.
Tyler the Creator. Not in the, but yeah, in a very musical
You
way.
didn't even have to go there.
I know.
Okay. All right, I respect that. Since he's come into hip hop, I've always considered his energy infectious because him and his whole group are just having fun being entertained. Yeah, they don't care
Zero fucks
about the right things. It's like they're on the creative stuff. They're having fun. They're getting everybody on. They got Adult Swim TV shows with the dudes that can't rap and they just doing their
That
funny
shit
shit.
was hilarious.
Him and Earl doing their thing. Dumbo Genesis. Like and like just that song Oldies, where everybody rapping, I like love that because it's just a whole bunch of them just having fun.
Yeah.
And it's a black and Frank Ocean too, and they put their whole crew on, and they blew up. How do you feel about that?
I think his creativity. I mean, I don't want to say Kanye, I don't want to say Pharrell, but I mean the creativity could be there. Like really, once again, you have to see it progress. I really want to see it progress because he said he wants to do ties. He said he wants to venture out into a lot more.
At my age.
And he said he's starting a band next year.
Yeah,
I don't think he was just saying that.
No, I really think he's going to start a band. I mean, it's one of those things where, I mean, you can obviously tell just looking at him, he's very creative, and he comes off that way. And he said in high school they would try to put him in a box, but he was always against that. So of course, I'm curious to see what he's going to do.
If he ends up doing like the second coming of NERD.
I bust a nut in the omen dog. Shit.
What?
Yes. You don't understand. Fucking listen. When I hear In Search Of any track from that fucking album, I shit you not, it takes me back to fucking middle school. And I don't know how many times I've told y'all when I hear an album, I go back to that place I was in my life. Any R&B takes me back to middle school, and that's when I shit you not, like so much creativity for me in rap or music in general, the music I listened to was there, and they were like people they would call me gay for listening to like music that didn't have like a heavy ass bass line, didn't have the that's what I like because it was good fucking music, and they weren't talking about old bang bang, you know, all that other hood shit. That's the music I like. I'm okay with that. And that's the type of shit that Nerd would put out. They would talk about, this is all right. So, the game, there was a game, racing car game, auto spec. It was Gran Turismo. There you go. I would listen to that album like straight through and through. And I know that's like right then, but it was a happy time in my life, and I loved it.
It was crazy that you were listening to that because I was listening to Nellyville when I was playing Gran Turismo.
Oh my God!
It's a conversation we'll have off the air.
Okay.
Great time. Good time.
How am I friends with Charles? And you listen to that?
Hey,
What's wrong with
Of your own
Nellyville?
choice.
What's wrong with
Nellyville rides from Oakland.
Welcome to Nellyville.
And you know what I would close? I'd close that tab on whatever it is I'm listening to that on.
Oh.
And go listen to some good music. That's what I would close. That's what it would close.
Go ahead and get Nellyville right now.
Hey, all you wish.
Yes.
But does anybody else have statements that they want to put out there about Tyler the Creator?
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, go ahead.
I liked what he said about the whole the stereotypes and how he didn't like how people made fun of him for like listening to Nerd, you know, and stuff with guitars. But he was cool with like all the other kids because he could rap and he battle rapped all the time. Like I thought that was really cool, and like he's just to see him progress from saying, you know, all the crazy shit on Goblin to, I mean, the dude has a song that sounds like a nerd track, and then he has a metal song on the same album, and then he got the best verses out of Kanye and Wayne in the last like 4 or 5 years. It's just amazing to see like his thought process come to life in an album.
Yeah, I agree. Mike?
I'm a Tyler fan. Like I mess with the dude. I think he's exceptionally talented. Like him and Earl Sweatshirt, like those two dudes are low key exceptionally talented, and I don't really understand why they don't get as much exposure or they aren't spoken about as much as I feel they should be. Because out of their generation, out of these young MCs and stuff like that, like they're in the upper echelon of that class. Tyler especially, I think Earl is more of just like a lyrical, like music heavy dude, while Tyler is the more creative of the two. And together they work very well to me. And I do like Tyler's work. My only issue with Tyler is like I'll hear him on a track and he'll be rapping. I'm like, okay, I understand what you're saying. This is dope. The lyrics are on point. And then he'll just throw a T-Rex out of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did you do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. So I had to hit pause and then run it back. Like maybe I missed the precursor to that, right? It's on me to understand it. There's no precursor to the T-Rex. It's just a T-Rex in the line for no fucking reason. And then it goes back to the topic. And then I'm like, okay, let me listen to the rest of the album. Maybe the rest of the album, the T-Rex will make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's just there.
I was on trouble.
To correct you, he said Reptar.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, that was on trouble.
Okay, you hear these geeks over here. I don't care what the name of the dinosaur is, all right? I really don't. The point is...
You need to watch Rugrats growing up.
Oh, my God. I'm just saying, like...
I mean, to be fair, he did say he has threesomes with the fucking Triceratops.
Yeah, he said that. Thank you. And then it's what's what was this song on Goblin that had an amazing beat? It was like the one he made the video where he ate the roach and he threw up.
That's Yonkers. That's the same song.
Yeah. First of all, that beat. Shit. Second of all, like when I listen to him rapping, I'm like, okay. You cannot like. There are people who are gonna be like, this dude's saying crazy shit, yada yada. But no one will step to Tyler and battle that dude. He can rap. Like that's undeniable. Like he rips shit. So it's like, I know that's not his style. I just want an album. Maybe hell, I'll take an EP. Give me 4 tracks, Tyler. Give me 4 tracks where you have a cohesive project, where you have a topic and you actually talk about it instead of just, oh yeah, I can do this, fucking, and then just randomness. Like that's my only issue with him. But I do like him, especially when he's speaking outside of music. He seems like, I mean, I know it sounded pompous when he said those things about himself, but honestly, they're pretty accurate. Like he's pretty intelligent. Yeah. He's an open-minded individual. Surprisingly enough, he's respectful, yet he's extremely blunt. Like I respect people like that because I'm kind of that way too. Like I respect anyone, but if I have something on my mind, I'll just say it. He's that way. So like, I want to see him kind of branch out. I want to see what else he can do. I'll follow him. Like I'm a fan of the dude. So also he's half Nigerian. So Niger boys. We got to stick together. So that happens. Yeah.
With the whole EP, I mean that's the you mentioned him following like a structure, and the whole interview he mentioned he didn't really learn good in school because there was a structure.
Yeah, they gave him structure. Yeah.
So that's probably exactly why he's completely random. I mean he's giving us what his mindset is.
He's giving us creativity.
He is giving us creativity.
Originality.
And I mean, you guys aren't wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's like, okay, what was that? First of all, still my favorite album from him was Bastards, just because that album is just raw, like the energy, the youth, all of it just comes through in the music. Also, you can hear the influences of him from other artists, like the MF Doom track that he sampled the same beat that Doom did on what track was it? Oh my god, I can't remember.
I know
it was like the 3rd track on that album where he sampled the same beat. Like I just love that album. And it's like even on Bastards and even to an extent on Goblin, where he was doing those things, like he had a couple tracks here there where he was crazy, but then he had some tracks where like it was a concept track. So he was telling a story. And he actually stuck with that throughout the entire track. I'm like, why don't you do that more often? Like, come up with a really good concept album. You can do that. Concept albums do well, and his audience would listen to it. Honestly, he has an audience already where they'll listen to anything he does. So why not use that platform? I don't know. That's just me. I mean, I fuck with him regardless. The dude's talented, so it's just an observation I've had on him.
Word. Any last statements from anyone about that? Anybody got anything to add?
I got one last thing to say.
All right.
Check 1 2.
Yeah, check 1 2. Might have to mute that mic so we don't hear no.
Lose yourself.
Yeah. So listen, when I first got the link and I saw that this guy is gonna have an interview with Tavis Smiley, I was a little shocked that Tavis Smiley would even have him on his show. I know he has a huge audience, but again, that was a surpriser for me. And then to listen to the interview, everything he said about, being an outsider, creating his own lane, that is exactly what you get when you listen to his album, the most recent one especially. And I know a lot of you guys already said that you admire his talent, creativity. You need to listen to this album, especially what you said, AJ, about the type of music you like, the R&B vibe. You need to listen to this album because he got a couple tracks on this album where it's like, yeah, it's tight.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. 2-seater. I'm gonna put a 2-seater as soon as we cut the camera.
Don't worry, I got it.
I don't know if the physical copies are in yet though. Digital came first. But all right, let's move on to the last topic. We've got Chance had an interview. I actually cannot recall what. It was the Chicago Tribune is where he had an interview. And he was specifically talking about the social experiment and surf and that upcoming project. It was a great interview, but at the end of it, he said something that I felt that we could all offer an opinion on, and I'll read it real quick. Because they asked him about putting out surf for free or putting out his music for free in general, which he said in the past that he's never going to charge for an album. I don't know if y'all knew that. Yeah. But he said he's never going to charge for an album. He said, why? Because it puts the focus on the music instead of the money behind it. We're trying to bend genres, play with time and presentation. It makes people want to dive in. When people have that interaction, it's healthier for the artist and the music. There will be a lot of kids who are going to want to play the trumpet because of this project, which is a homage to Donnie Trumpet, who's really the lead of the band that Chance is in right now. Music was a first-person experience before the industry came along, and it will be again. Will be a success because we're early in recognizing that. The revolution is coming. Where do you want to be when it happens? I took that statement and I applied it not only to Chance, not only to Social Experiment, which that situation could end up being what Tyler ends up doing with the band. You know, just putting out whatever music they want to do. But the whole Chicago scene is kind of in that zone right now where they don't need mainstream or commercial, not mainstream. They don't need commercial advertising or success to get their music out there and have it be heard on a larger scale. And they're in the same kind of zone as Tyler, where they're just making creative music. They're just being creative. They're staying in their lane. They're doing what they want to do. And that's kind of where I took the revolution mindset and ran with that. But what do y'all personally get from that statement? Joe, would you like to start it off?
I really liked it. I really liked what he had to say because it was one of those things where that's a life-changing thing that he's doing. Like those words right there, those words are going to be with him for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right about the whole Chicago scene, like everything, like from Chance's music to Mick Jenkins' music to that drill shit with Louis and Dirk and Herb and them. Like, they don't need the commercial stuff because they sell out shows. They have an audience. Like, they have everything that they need. And I think that Chance is right. A revolution's coming. And I think this Chicago scene right here is the one that's bringing it. And it's fair to say that Kanye and them opened the door for it.
True.
But Chicago hip-hop wasn't what it is today back then.
Right. They didn't have
it wasn't diverse.
Yeah, true that. AJ?
How do artists get paid? Do they get paid from record sales or do they get paid from shows?
They get paid more from shows. Oh, were you actually asking?
No. This is completely rhetorical.
Okay.
They get paid from shows, right? You put your music out for free, you get paid at the shows. Just basically, still gonna get my motherfucking money, right? But he's getting the point across. Quality of the music, I'm not charging for the album. Anyone can get it. You can listen to it for free. You can get the creativity that is me for free. You can comprehend my message. You can get what I have to say and listen to anything that is going through my head on a musical beat for free. He's doing that and still getting paid for it. This is the start of a fucking revolution because I'm sick and tired of motherfuckers saying, what is that new shit that Jay-Z just bought? Title. I'm sick of motherfuckers saying, you know what? If you want to get the shit that comes from me, you got to pay me $20 a month. Fuck you. It's people like this that are actually creative, that are actually talented, that have high quality product. They're giving it away for free, and they're saying to the consumer, if you want to see me in person, you want to have the opportunity to come see me out here doing a show, you like live music, pay for it. And that's cool, because if you really want to do the shit, what you going to do? $100, that ain't shit. I'll go and see him in person. And that's what he's doing. And I love it. I fucking love it.
Is he charging for his shows?
Yeah, he's charging for his shows.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember merchandise, too.
Yeah, he has a they smart move. They've capitalized on merchandise big time with the whole socks thing and acid rap and all that gear. Like if you go to the site, they got a ton of gear. Mm-hmm. And then of course when you go to the shows, they have merch there.
Yeah.
And with them doing that, it cuts out the middleman to a lot of things. And another thing, I don't recall if it was a part of that interview. I think it was.
They addressed something like that on Breakfast Club.
Was it on Breakfast Club? Where they talked about how his manager, like instead of finding a manager that had experience with doing like the mainstream stuff, his dad said that they like this one particular guy because he sees what Chance is trying to do and they can grow together. So that's going to keep it like pure of all the like bullshit. Plus, it seems like Chance has control of all of this shit.
You gotta love that.
Well, he's not signed to a label, that's why.
Yeah, he's not signed to a label. He's got a good manager. He's got good people around him, which is a big deal. And I love it. It's like, I think me and you, Joe, we found out about Chance around the same time.
Yeah, I was put on to Chance right around the same time as you.
Yeah, and like it's been the first time I listened to Chance, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like I listened to 10 Day and I was like, this is weird. I didn't like the rapping that much. I only listened to a couple tracks. Matter of fact, I listened to a song called Fuck You Mean.
Fuck you talking about.
What you talking about?
Yeah.
Aggressive rap. So I expected that when I listened to Chance after that. And I didn't get that. What y'all have heard Chance now, that's not what you're gonna get. Once I got myself out of that mindset and just started because it's free. You can listen to it whenever you want.
Whenever you want.
When I listen to acid rap is one of the best mixtapes. I guess you call it album. I don't know, but in the mixtape realm is what I was thinking is one of the best mixtapes I've heard. It's just it's a great cohesive listening from beginning to end, and his creativity. I see him a lot like Tyler and what they're doing now. Chance isn't doing not trying to do spaceship furniture and shit like what Tyler's doing. But as far as the music goes, he has a live band, which with me, if you have a live band, you win. Just about every time. I love that shit. Roots, NERD, Gym Class Heroes. I love the shit. What are you about to do? Like the crane kick? What's going on?
You gotta keep going.
Okay, cool. But Rich.
Stop and frisk? What the fuck was that?
I know, right?
Wow, you must live in the New York area. That shit is not real down here in Texas, brother. Stop and frisk me. Bitch, I'll put you in the dick.
Rich, wow. What are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I think that definitely a bold move. I mean, I agree. It is good to take that particular direction as far as deciding to put the music out there so that everybody can listen to it, and then making money off of the shows. I do want to say I do agree to some extent. It is going to be a bit of a revolution for those that decide to take the same stance. But I also have to say that in regards to what was said about Tidal and what was said about other artists who are taking advantage of that platform, I still believe that there are people that will still buy these other artists' music and support them. So it's going to be that type of divide if this gets bigger. Because there's some people that, they were paid for a Nas album. They were paid for J. Cole, Jay-Z. So, I mean, so you have to know that. But again, it is very, very good decision, very bold decision. I hope it does work out because I would love to see things shake up a little bit more in the industry.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good change. Another thing I'll point out real quick before moving on to whoever else wants to speak on it. I feel like, and I may be alone in this, I feel like what the Chicago artists are doing as far as not charging for their albums, it takes out the consumer entitlement where we always have these people that are like, why you didn't do your album like this? Like people that complain about To Pimp a Butterfly, right? Why didn't we get a GKMC type album?
Because I hate that shit.
Right. or Jay-Z had to address people, if you want my old shit, get my old album. But Jay-Z has to make fucking commercially relevant shit because he can't really do anything else. But in the realm of all these artists in Chicago, they don't have to worry about that. Like, you know what this artist is about. You've been listening to them from day one. they don't have a label in their ear saying we need you to make this type of music. So you're not gonna run into them changing their style drastically, and then you got old fans mad because it don't sound like this. New fans mad on the third album because it don't sound like fucking second album and all this bullshit. I think having this free platform, just like he said, like it's more of a connect, so you don't have the bullshit to deal with. But Joe had, I guess. Oh, Joe's back. But what do you think, Blue?
So the way I see it is, we kind of mentioned creative control because he doesn't have a label. That means that he can literally continue to make music that he loves to make. And the effort that you put into something that you love to do as opposed to something where you have to do it, it's completely different. The effort. So, I mean,
Just look at us every Friday night. We don't get paid for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have the greatest fucking podcast, period.
So, go sign that. So with that, I mean, that's
Real rap roll.
So yeah, I mean, with that, I love what he said because that's kind of what stood out for me is that he's doing it because he loves it, as opposed to hey, I'm just trying to make money. Although he's gonna make his money, but I mean,
because people like
people like money.
Yeah, because look, can money do that?
Yeah, money do that.
But like that unfilteredness is just fucking great. I love it.
This honestly goes back into what I've been saying like weeks prior. When you put emotion into the product that you're making, he feels what he's doing. The emotion that he has goes into his product. Emotion makes some of the greatest fucking music. High quality product means that people are going to follow it. Real talk. Yes. Whether it's anger or whether it's just the straight passion of I love doing this shit, going to the studio every day, putting down 16 a fucking day. Let's just give him a verse a motherfucking day. I like doing that shit, so I want people to hear it. He gives it away for free. You know somebody gonna buy it. Somebody bought fucking Crocs. How many motherfuckers you see wearing Crocs nowadays?
It's probably like somebody's uncle.
Exactly.
You just made somebody's gonna listen to this and kick their Crocs underneath their table so hard. You.
Yeah, that I'm like.
How dare you? That is unfortunate. I apologize.
I'm sorry, Croc lovers. I'm sorry.
Rock your Crocs, bro. Rock your Crocs.
No shots.
All right, Mike. What's your
I'm just another nigga.
your take on this thing?
I don't even know how to respond to what you just said. Personally, yeah, I see the logic behind that decision. I mean, we're seeing new media take over across the board. Like people are unfortunately feel more privileged to have content. So and piracy is real. So it's smarter when you realize that as an artist in music, you're making most of your money from shows anyway. Put your music out there for free. More people will give your music a try, and if they do like it, they'll still go to the shows. So that's pretty great. Really smart, you know. And also, I mean, I'm a fan of Chance. He actually makes good music, so this works for him. And personally, I like this approach because with this approach, ironically, the way free market and whatnot works, the cream will rise to the top. If you get what I'm saying. If all these artists are putting their music out for free, and you don't have to worry about I'm buying this dude's album because I've bought his other albums. I know what he's about. You can give everyone a chance. That will give a lot of lesser-known people an opportunity to develop a fan base and get people going to their shows and whatnot. That's actually a good thing. So I see this as a direction. And I agree with AJ. That tidal wave shit, I laughed when I saw that. I'm like, no, bro, I'm not paying you $20 a month.
But wait. So, but Jay-Z has been calling people personally and thanking them for. Y'all want Jay-Z to call you?
I mean, unless he's calling me to
reintroduce myself. Can I speak to AJ?
No. Mm-mm. Unless he's calling me to say, "Oh, check's in the mail. I'm cutting you a check. It's gonna have like 9 zeros." Okay, make that phone call.
I just want everyone to know this is my zero fucks given. No fucks.
$0 too.
No fucks.
So I missed that podcast with the title. I watched it, but I missed it.
You had thoughts on it?
I had thoughts on it.
Yo.
We're not
going back.
Okay. Go for it.
What would you ask Hope if he called you?
Why the fuck did you think $20?
So much hate. Yeah.
Hey, no. Everybody chill. Are we done with the chance topic? First off.
Yeah.
Done. That is going to be the last segment of the show. What would you ask Jay-Z if he called you?
Yeah.
We're going to go around with everybody.
No fucking.
Okay, so we know AJ has an answer. You go first. This is the last word. We count this as last word.
Okay.
One question. You get one question.
Okay.
One question.
Ooh, I got one.
The fuck?
AJ's question is DAFU.
The fuck?
With the question mark.
Question: how is Jay-Z gonna see your hands gestures?
Oh,
Cause nigga, if you record this right quick.
Okay. All right. Never mind. I should have asked. That's my fault.
So the fuck? That's your question.
The fuck?
All right, Blue.
Did you really think you won that beef with Nas?
I knew something.
Yes. I respect that. I respect that. That's what's up. Thank you. Hard hitting questions.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
I'm saving mine for last. Rich.
Oh no, let Joe go next.
All right, Joe. Joe ready. Look at Joe. Come on.
How much do you pay Memphis Bleak to watch Blue on weekends?
No.
Oh my god.
Memphis Bleak.
Shit.
Wait, hold up.
So disrespectful.
I just remembered who Memphis Bleak was. What has he been doing?
He's been watching Blue!
God damn. Oh, that's what. I'm sorry, Memphis. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was mean.
Hey, we gonna get in trouble for shitting on so many people at the same time.
You gonna get in trouble. I'm like, oh, officer. I had nothing to do with this.
I know.
Hated
Mike,
it.
Mike,
I'm gonna need you not to use. Why you gonna use that? Why you gotta use the government? But I'm trying to stay secret because you guys throwing shots. How about that? You know. Nah. I'm gonna get phone calls. You know, phone lighting up right now. Thank you for that.
Hey, put your old last name on there.
Buddy.
But what would I say to Jay-Z if he called me? I don't know. Honestly, that's a good question. Why are you calling me?
Oh, whoa.
This is a solid question.
That's like,
Fucking question. I already said
That's a solid question.
Yeah, why are you calling me? Like, what are you? I mean, you about to handle these school loans I got, or?
Real talk.
Because you know, otherwise I fleek thee from afar and hang up on them. I don't know.
All right, Rich, you want me to go before you?
Oh no, I'll go.
Okay.
There are two things I would say, but I'm gonna keep it just one for now. The other one may be too offensive.
Off camera.
Oh, we gonna
We're
do.
talking about it off camera.
Yeah, the first one I would say, well, damn, I didn't know Solange hit you that hard in that elevator.
Hey,
Well,
Rich wins.
hey, top that. Even the women got those swingers, nigga.
Oh man,
No,
should have went last, dog.
Let's go last.
I think that's probably a note to wrap it up on. It's not gonna get better than that. We can go ahead and just shut her down. Rich just went too
I'm
far.
say mine.
No,
Carter.
No, go ahead and say yours, Charles. Say yours.
Rich has been crowned. My question for Jay-Z is, considering Renegade was recorded before you got it,
No!
at what point in writing your verse did you realize you cannot fuck with him on
Oh God, no!
Why you do this? Why you gotta do this?
Why are you
gotta do
being
this?
so mean?
I couldn't top what y'all did, but I had to compete though. When you get the FBI to come in this motherfucker, I'm just
And think about who is saying this. This is me saying this. Why are you guys so mean? Where's your hearts? Huh? Where's your hearts? Okay? These are people we're talking about now. These are people. Okay? They have feelings. Okay?
Whooped by somebody from Houston that has a vagina.
Oh my God. Well, yeah. I don't know.
Well, that has been the show.
Good show.
Nights of the Turntable, episode 26. That's probably the best closer we've had ever.
Yes. We may be back next week unless Jay-Z gets us all.
Oh my goodness.
Unless Jay-Z gets you all. I can't stress enough that I had nothing to do with these comments, Jay.
I'm a renegade!
See? Nope, not even laughing at that.
All right. We have AJ, Blue,
See.
Richard Bailey,
Peace.
Michael A.
I don't know who that is. You have random user number 12 over here. That's the ring right now. So, yeah.
Hey.
We'll link all his social networks on the post.
For the love of God, no. For the love of God, no. Don't do that, please. Right.
Hey, Joe, next, right?
Joe Hova.
Right here.
I've been your host, Charles Singletary. It was fantastic. We will see you next week.
Support your artists.
Hopefully.
Support your
We'll
artists.
see you next week.